Meow. 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 Meow.
That like freaked out Nico so bad. When he heard he was sitting here the whole time, and when he heard that meow, I think coming out of my ear, he was like, "I gotta get out of here." Well, thank you everybody for coming to tonight's stream. I decided I'm not going to do a crafted episode just because I really can't focus on crafting anything. I'm positive for now. What's Bentley called the human malware?
Human
Yeah,
malware.
human malware.
Because malware is like bad software that's meant to do damage to your computer. So
Gotcha.
that's why he calls it that.
Well, it's cool sounding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and Bentley's an IT guy, so.
And he's a very smart dude. So I'm not going to argue with Bentley. But so I thought we would do another one of these goofy episodes where we compare things and talk about things, and we're going to judge it. And I'm going to, oh gosh, I took this to a whole new level. I'm going to randomly find out what guest, or not guest, but what person says what, or gives their opinion. And that's what we're going to go with.
Okay.
That probably made no sense.
No, I'm confused as hell, but that's okay.
Okay.
It'll all be clear.
Well, thank you, James, and thank you, Rico, for coming up with me tonight and hanging out with me. And tonight we're going to talk about ornaments that you go put in the fish tank. Like I've got this saber-tooth tiger skull here. What does this really add to the fish tank? Is it a feature that fish can hide in? Well, this definitely, something's going to hide in that thing probably, catfish and stuff. But this, maybe not so much. But yet, this might make a young mind, a child say, I love fish tanks because I think this looks so cool.
Gotcha. And there could be concerns with the whatever, the crocodile head or whatever it was that you showed us. There could be concerns with that too. So we could talk about the concerns of those.
Yeah. So all the positives and the negatives. And we're going to see where this leads us. And we're going to find out what the best ornament to put in your tank is. So will it ornament or will it not?
See, that's a little tough. That's a little tough because I mean, some people, that's like saying, what's the best music? It's impossible.
Yeah, I know. Well, it sounds impossible, but it might happen today on Will It Ornament. Statues. Okay.
Easter Island.
Yeah, Easter Island. What would be cooler than setting up a fish tank with a bunch of Easter Island statues and say it's an island that sank? That's cool.
Very cool.
The cool factor's there. But a lot of the statues, they don't give anything to hide in. But if this statue I absolutely love. Here, we'll get not this one.
Hold on, Ed. Before these go away, I'm sorry. Killer Kitty gave you a $5 super chat. Terrific triple trio back and amazing. And I think there was a member, or nope, that's as high as I can go. So if there was one before that, I did miss it, and I apologize. That's partly my job to do. So, and I've been slacking.
Thank you so much, Killer. I really, really appreciate it a lot. Okay, well, did these? This one's cool. I mean, it's like, but this one, the Statue of Liberty one, I've never seen that. But they sell them in Europe. They don't sell them here.
It's sort of weird.
It is weird. But, it's kind of the Planet of the Apes type thing, where you see the statue of Liberty fallen. But she had a hole in her cheek, so like fish could swim in and out. Your spotted Raphael would probably love swimming in her head.
Yeah. Right now he stays in that coconut hut almost all the time. That's his home. He barely sticks his head out. What's happening, man?
So what we're going to do today is we are going to say what we like about statues. If we think, rate them on a 1 to 10 scale, and then we're going to see what they rank at the end. I think statues are awesome. I love statues. Out of all the things in my tanks, I have a statue in one of my tanks. I have like one of the, it's like a Indian head, or like, or maybe it's not even from India. Maybe it's more,
Isn't it a Buddha?
from the
I feel like
jungles.
I thought it was a Buddha.
Well,
I don't remember now. I've seen it though.
I do have little Buddhas, but I have one that's a big one. I have a real big, head type statue that you would see somewhere in a jungle.
Interrupting you again, Keeper Kane. Hey, buddy, got to go to bed for early morning work. Laugh out loud, but I wanted to show you some love on your channel, and thank you again for the shout out. I'll catch you on the replay. And I watched Keeper Kane up there with Mitch and Avery Schreiber on with you last night, wasn't it? When was that? Tuesday night? Tuesday night.
Yeah. And it was a lot of fun watching him. He's a great guy. He's always so nice at all the meetings. I didn't realize he was actually the president of the club, but they do a really good job of nobody being too overpowering. It's more of a council, and I think that's why it goes so well. And guys, if you could take time, to sub to him, it would be wonderful, because he's just starting out, and we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll make some awesome content for us, and it'd be really super awesome, because he's a really nice guy. Trust me, folks.
I'll do it because you asked.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Rico. Okay, so one thing I like about the statues is you can like glue a Nubius to the side, and it kind of looks like vines growing up on it. That's what I've done with mine. That looks real neat. So I am going to start the scoring. Oh, and they also give a lot of space for beneficial bacteria to grow.
Sure.
They do line break of line sight, if it's big enough that a fish can hide behind it, they can hide in it.
And do is important. Yep.
So
yeah.
As a statue goes, I'm going to score a statue an 8. And I'll let you give your opinion, James.
Well, I was just going to say, I only have one job on this channel, and we're 8 minutes in, and I haven't got to do it yet.
Oh, yeah.
But I would give a statue, I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
One of the things that I've found with a lot of the statues, especially the ones that have the holes built into them and things, is you do get a lot of detritus buildup in them. And you can, I won't say oftentimes, but it is fairly typical to see where a fish has tried to go in there that maybe should not have gone in there and can get stuck and either injured or die off in there. So I'm always hesitant myself when I'm putting any type of structural work into a tank that has access points, as to whether or not it's also got sufficient access, or I guess exit points, for stuff to be able to get out of there if maybe it gets in and it can't turn around or something weird like that happens.
Yeah, you could see where it could swim into her cheek and never come out. So I can totally see that. Okay, Rico, what do you say?
I'm on the fence because personally, I don't like that kind of stuff in my tanks. I do have a Ninja Turtle in the 55, but most of my stuff is actually stuff that I've collected myself, from the lakeshore, other than, the plants I buy. But, I go more for the natural look most of the time on them. But a themed tank, like you were talking about, some of the Star Wars tanks that we've seen, and some of those types of themed tanks are pretty amazing to look at. I just personally myself, I don't care for them. I'm going to rate it a 5 for statues. I really am more about, now I know this whole thing is about ornaments, and I don't really consider most of the stuff I have to be ornamental, even when it's a large rock, which really that's its main purpose, right? Is to be an ornament. But I don't know. So I'm not real high on fake stuff.
And this is about all that everything today is going to be fake.
And I'm going to
put rocks or plants or live wood are not going to be on the list.
I'm going to probably rate stuff 5 and below, just because I do really, and again, it's just my opinion, right? So I really just enjoy
Oh, that's totally
rocks
cool.
and wood and plants and all that stuff that you would really see underwater.
Well, okay. Has anybody else given their opinions on statues?
So explain to them again. So the voting process: 10 is the best, one is the worst, and you can start voting now. What do you think statues? And that's any type of statue. It's pretty widespread. What do you think they rate as an ornament in your fish tanks? Your fish tanks. That's the key, I think. Here is how do you like them in your fish tanks?
Yes.
Okay, we got some people starting to vote. You can, go ahead and throw those votes in there. I see Kelly
James,
Foreman, the first one at 10:50.
Would you like to do what you do so well?
Leave?
No, well, other than that, no. Say hi to everybody, James.
Absolutely.
You're like the auctioneer.
All right.
Amazing.
Let's see if I can still do this. It's been a couple weeks from the participants list. Hello, and welcome to Aquariums maintained by Andy Bunny, Viper, Carlos Diaz, Cat Hair Crafts, Craig Donner, Craig's Catfish Cave, already screwed it up, Daniel Velez, Dennis Christensen, Donna Homan, Dragon Lair, Energized Aquatics, Fanaticals, Fishroom Fever, who's that guy? Throw him out. He shouldn't be here. Genius Roof, GRB Aquatics, Jeff H, Kelly Foreman, Killer Kitty 08, Lefty 3213, Liquid Zoo Only Fins, Lisa Sparkman, Mary Beth, Mystery Snail Guardians, Snailed It, New Local Austin, Pulse Terror, Regina Phalanges, Sarah J. Siebert, the Savannah Darter, SC Catahula, Scotty's Aquati. You changed it, dummy, Scott. You changed it.
Yep, Scotty.
Silver Creek Aquarius, Sky Dancer, Stevie P 2000 Aquatics, the Nano Aquarium Guy, the Zen Ginger, Vince Olshov, Whips World, Xanadu Do. Always good to see is Xanadu. That's everybody from the participants list. But hello and welcome, and thank you for being here to all of the lurkers that are hanging out, not showing on that active list. We appreciate you.
I love you, Uncle Bruce. Okay.
I love you, Uncle Bruce.
So now we're rolling the fifth person down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth person I see is the birthday boy himself, Xanadude. And he put a 5. So it's the fifth person, a 5, and I think he's 5 years old today, I think, as well. So
yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, XDo.
Actually,
I don't know if I should be talking to him anymore if he's only 5.
I think he could be somewhere in his 50s. I believe he is, actually. I believe he's maybe 55. That would be funny.
I don't know if it'd be mean, though, to wish him that he was 55, but I would want to know that he was not 5 because I've talked to him before.
Yeah. If he's 5, he's very articulate for a 5-year-old.
I mean, I don't say anything really inappropriate to anybody, but still, I don't want to. We're going to play Dungeons and Dragons with this guy someday, and he's 5 years old. What?
He said he's actually 52. I'm sorry, James.
I was just going to say, if he is 5, all his credit information checked when he ordered those fish. So, he's got the parents, debit card info down pat for a 5-year-old.
I think it might be a good idea to not take just that one vote, but maybe some comments as well from the chat. You want to hear some of the comments that people have said?
Maybe we should hear our comments before we do, or their comments before we do our vote. Well, except we probably need to start the ball rolling. But
either way, I think would work out just fine.
Does anybody have a nice opinion of a really cool statue?
We've got a huge range of votes. I mean, all the way from 0 up to, I think I saw an 11 somewhere.
Wow, somebody really likes statues.
Sandy Cat Hair Craft said, depending on what it is, a 6. New Local Awesome just says, I want some, and a 7. Zenny gives us an 8. She says, I love random large statues.
Me too. I gave it an 8 because I love statues.
Big Shrimpin said, you guys are being very diplomatic. I don't like anything man-made in my tanks. I want to replicate nature as much as possible, minus all the trash. And I'm with you, but I see that there's something to be said for some of those tanks. I've seen some pretty damn amazing tanks that are not just natural looking. They're pretty incredible. Whip said, if it's not natural, I'm not a big fan. Doesn't mean I don't have that sort of stuff. I just don't like it as much. let's see. I'm just looking for any.
And you know, some of this can also be gateway into fish keeping. You know, like for
like you
kids
said.
too.
Yeah.
So, like when I was a kid, I got a lot of this stuff. My dad would give me store credits, and my fish tank was filled with fish. Back then, plants didn't exist. I mean, there was like plants, but they died as soon as I put them in.
Yeah.
So basically, I was stuck to buying an ornament, you know, every so often.
My favorite one was it was pretty flat. You know, you hooked it up to an airline, and it was a little winding river. It was probably about 10 inches long, probably about 4 inches wide, and the river itself was right in the middle, maybe an inch wide. And it
did it have a windmill or a water mill?
Maybe
at the top.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember entirely. It might be.
Maybe I should have added structures. I don't have structures to this list.
Dragon Lair had a good point. He voted 1 for ones with cavities, 10 if it's a solid one. So he doesn't care for the ones with the cavities.
Well, what if it is wood and logs? Wood and logs. So they're artificial, so you're not going to have to worry about floating them. You know, they're instant. You're not going to have to worry about bacteria or parasites coming in with it. You're not going to worry about tannins messing up your water. So plastic wood and plastic logs.
Well, real quick, I wanted to throw one last thing in there. Bunny Viper did mention the things that have the crevices or that have openings on them. You can stuff polyfill inside of there to help keep fish out. So,
yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
you can probably load them with sand.
Yeah, there is a way to do that, but are you gonna tell us what you think, Ed? Wood and logs. And logs. I love how you do that.
This, for artificial ornaments, this is probably the number one thing I have. I have quite a few fake logs in my fish tanks. I really like having a place for the catfish to hide. And I can't just find a wood log necessarily. And I guess I could try to burrow it out or something, you know. But I use a lot of artificial logs. And I mean, in PVC pipes isn't going to be in here because I don't think they're ornamental. They're, you know, they're not pretty. So for tubes and stuff, I think that the fake tree is probably the best, or log is the best way to go. And I do have some of these artificial wood things in one of my tanks also.
So real quick, you just got a new member, Snoochie Booch. Richard became a new member. I saw Big City Bettis came in. I saw Skipper came in. A whole bunch of other people too just recently came in.
I was gonna reach out to Amber because I haven't talked to her in a while and see how she's doing. So I thought about that last night, and then I got on that stream and it was like till 4 a.m. So I was like, I better not call her now, or text her, and I'll probably text her tomorrow sometime. But that's awesome that you guys are joining us. I'm gonna give wood a high artificial wood in rocks, or not rocks, artificial wood, a high score, guys. And I'm gonna lead it off. I'm gonna give it a 10 as I'm gonna give it a 9 as one of the best ornaments you can get.
James, you want to? Are you still
probably going to? It's probably. Well, I'm trying to decide how I would like to articulate my thoughts. It's probably going to be the highest rated thing for me, although I don't know what all the things are. Just because I feel like the designs have gotten a lot better. I guess as manufacturing has progressed, you can get some stuff that really does look natural. And you can actually make it flow very well within a tank. You don't have, which I did see someone mention, that same issue of having, spaces where fish can get in there and die. But I don't see that as much with the wood style pieces. Usually the ones that have the openings have very large openings, kind of like the log that Ed showed. And I think I had that exact same fake log at one point.
I know I have 3 of them, I think.
But yeah, I
Wood.
probably I'm gonna have to give it a 9.
log.
Yeah, that one right there. I feel like I had that one at one point. I give it a 9 just because you can do a lot of things, and still kind of have some sort of a natural feel, especially if you incorporate, mosses and things.
Yeah.
And even though it's not technically a moss, like your Merriman moss balls, I've taken those and opened them up and kind of glued matting on them to give it a more natural feel. I don't give it a 10 though, just because a lot of times I use wood in the aquariums as a dietary supplement, along with just being decorative. So throwing in one of those does me absolutely no good if I'm trying to introduce wood into like a pleco diet. But that's the only reason I think I wouldn't give it a 10. So I'm going to give it a 9 because you can find some really beautiful pieces. So yeah.
Oh, those are all good points. I'm going to go with a 7. Out of all the fake stuff, the wood would be my favorite. Wood would be my favorite. Wood would be my favorite. It just keeps going. Wood would be my favorite, and especially like James said, the ones that just really look very natural, look real. I think every fish tank needs to have some type of wood in it, even if it's that fake stuff. It needs to have that in there. And out of all the plastic and fake stuff, that is by far my favorite. So it's going to get a 7, which for me, for this type of stuff, is highly rated.
Awesome. Well, could you want to read a couple things? Has anybody given their opinions of artificial
Lots
wood?
of them. Zen Ginger didn't even. She says, "I'm not waiting." All in caps. Not waiting. She said, "Wood 10, 10, 10." She gives it 3 10s.
Oh. Zen and I have very similar tastes in fish tanks, I think.
It jumped on me. I got it. Sorry, got to scroll back up. Wow, it jumped.
Greg was saying, I had to feel a piece to see if it was fake. Yeah, they've come a long way in production in terms of the realistic aesthetics of a lot of the fake stuff now.
In this piece here, that first piece, it's supposed to look like that stuff that's down in Florida that grows in the marsh.
The mangroves?
Mangroves. I've got 3 pieces in one of my tanks. They're all different. I have 3. 3. Yes. And all 3 of them look different, and I absolutely love how it works in the fish tank. I do. And the angels like to go underneath it and stuff. I don't know. They're cool.
Can we see that first one again?
Yeah, they're connected together, so I can't change it with wood.
Gotcha. See, now, if I was going to, it'd be that one, not this one. I would prefer that first one over the second one. That first one does look a lot more natural. I think it does serve that purpose of giving them some place to hide. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, but lessen the amount of the fact that it could get in there and get stuck.
Now, I may have done them a disservice because maybe I should have put up like 5 images of each thing, but I just kind of picked random ones that would look good together.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole thing. So it's not always the best on the market.
Yeah, but at least it gives us an idea of what we're dealing with, at least. So Podrick says a 9 for the plastic/resin decorations. Sandy, 9 for bigger ones. Did you want a specific person? Actually, I'm not seeing any other votes until way down.
Well, okay, let's vote now.
Okay, so if you put a vote in, put it back in again, please. Put that back in again.
Number 11.
Hey, Michigan Tropicals.
Okay, we got to hold off for a minute now because they're just starting to come in. So somebody's going to wait and see. All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 would be Big Shrimpin'. Gives it a 1.
I got as well.
A 1? Oh, holy cow! Big Shrimp.
Well, Big Shrimpin' did say earlier that he feels, a lot the same way that I do. That those type of those types of fake things, just aren't as cool in the aquarium.
I know.
And again, there's no right answers here. There's no right answers. It's just your personal opinion.
There aren't. It's just going to be what's going to happen. Now, this one, you have to have an open mind and maybe go back into your childhood. If you were a child today, would this help you get into fish tanks? Whoops. Legos. 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 Okay. So, Legos. When I was a kid, I never dreamt of putting my Legos together and sticking them into my fish tank.
Yeah.
And now it's a thing. And it's like getting kids in. And we even, when we were down at the big fish, not the big fish deal, the Triple Crown, we saw one kid at least had a Lego ornament stuff in his fish tank. I think every time we go to one of these shows and there's kid stuff, we see Legos being put in. For kids, like mine, Legos and Minecraft are very similar. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a way for them to grow into the fish tank hobby. But you have to put yourself in the mentality of trying to get, I think, a kid to do it, because I don't know if you'd want to do it as an adult.
Hey, we have Legos. I mean, my son-in-law and my daughter put huge Lego kits together all the time. He's got the Apollo 11 thing. It's like 4 foot tall. He's got, they've got these massive Lego kits that they do all the time together, and they're in their mid-20s.
Maybe a great big white with black or dark blue lining of FRF in your fish tank behind you.
That's what I need to do. Cool. I need to do a 10,000 Lego piece centerpiece in the 220 gallon.
You've changed it though a little bit, Ed, because this time you're telling us more to vote as thinking of bringing kids into it.
Yes.
And my votes earlier could even be different for the things like statues and stuff, if that's the mindset that we're going. Anything that can bring kids into the hobby, I'm going to vote very highly.
Well, I think
now this guy sounds like Fish Room Fever with these shenanigans.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think Legos are definitely a kid thing, but if it helps them come in, is it a bad thing? So,
and this,
I'm afraid to vote on it, because I would think it would be really neat, because I mean, there's some really neat fish tanks out there that made me look like, okay, not a pirate boat, because there's
that was
pirate
cool
boats, but
that one,
the SpongeBob. But look at this city, and then that's like a mining operation in the bottom of the ocean. How cool is that? There was a bunch of things like that were like little groups of divers doing things at the bottom of the ocean, but they were so small it didn't really look good on the image.
Yeah, dioramas. This is a tough one to vote on. Again, I'm gonna stick with my my own opinion. Would I put them in my own tanks, not thinking of it from the kids point of view? I'm actually going to rate them a little bit higher. You know what? I'm going to go with a 7 with Legos too, because you can make anything. You can make anything. You're only limited by your imagination. So anything that you want to make, it's still Legos, it's still blocks, but so I'm going to go with a 7 on this. I'm surprised with myself, actually.
I like what you're saying, because if I had it easier than Chattanooga Edge, because Chattanooga would be so hard to spell out in Legos, but the Ed wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
I think I'd actually try to do that. I think it'd be really cool in the fish room for behind, one of the tanks that are right behind me once I finally get this thing running again. I'm going to give it a 6.
Wow, I rated it higher than you. Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to I'm going to give it a 7. I originally hated it, but I never thought about the whole making cool signs behind me.
Yeah. I mean, anything that you want. Kenny came in. We didn't say hi to Kenny. Hey, Kenny. And Whip had to take off, and he said, Ed, and Eddie, I hate to do this to you, but I got to go CP. Which one am I? Which one are you? Ed and Eddie, remember? Butter
Well,
toast.
I'm probably the big dorky one. That's EDD.
I guess I would be the one with the hat, and James gets to be the littler evil one.
Yeah,
That works for me. So I'm gonna flip this around a little bit from a parental perspective. I don't want anything in the tank that's going to encourage my children to play in the tank or treat it as a toy. So if we were looking at it from that perspective, I would probably change my vote a little bit. But trying to keep the Rico outlook and just vote on it for what it is. I like it because it allows me to be able to incorporate like maybe some of the gamer stuff or some of the nerdy things, like do a Star Wars layout or do like a Minecraft tank or, a Fortnite tank or whatever. So I think that's very cool. Let's see. That a 6. I did that a 9. I think I'm going to give it a 7 as well. It definitely is a very odd type of thing that has its own place, but it definitely does have its own place. It's something that I think could be done very well and tastefully if you're looking at that category. It's not something to show to George Farmer, but if you're somebody that's wanting to look at a nerdy cool tank, you could definitely make something really awesome in its own right with the Legos. Yeah. And I'm totally doing an FRF thing in the future. Thank you for giving me that idea.
Yeah. I'm picturing this for Stephen P. in the Flugel competition for Chicago. Sand, and then a battle destroyer, or is that Star Destroyer that smashed into the sand like how Ray lived in those things from that Star Wars movie, and make it look like it crashed into the or the planet. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I don't think that would win. I'd be hesitant to vote highly on that compared to
if it was being voted on May 4th, it'd have a better chance.
In the right place. Ricky De Hoyos has taken off. Just wanted to say hi and bye to everyone. I was just lurking, but I have to go to sleep now.
Bye, Ricky.
Thanks, Ricky, for coming. You're awesome, buddy.
I'm sure we missed a bunch of people. I'm not sure how many are in here, but looks like the chat's very lively. So
awesome. Well, does anybody have opinions on Legos?
Let's see. There's a lot going on. You know what? People go ahead and start voting now, and I'm just going to look up too and see about the comments. And Zenny's did have one that you must fill the Lego with silicone or create it underwater, or it will float.
Oh,
that makes sense, right? Because you're blocking in all those little bubbles of air.
There's probably a lot of places for beneficial bacteria to grow on those things. They're all bumpy.
Yeah. Craig Doniger says we need as many kids in a hobby as possible, so 10 for the kids.
Oh.
Let's see. Big Shrimpin said I'm giving the Legos a 7.
What? Wow. Well, you guys want this number, or you want me to roll one more time?
There's a whole bunch. Now we got a bunch of votes too. So go ahead and what do we got? What's our number?
It's a 3.
The third person would be Nano Aquarium Guy with a 9.
Wow. I am shocked. And what did James give it?
7.
A 7.
We did get New Local Austin with a 10. Killer Kitty with the 9, Amanda Jean with the 9, but then there's also a lot of 5s, Michigan Tropicals, Medcow, Sarah, Dragon Lair. It's a big range. Dennis Christensen a 1, Scotty Aquati a 2. So we have a huge range of votes on ABC Aquatics. Kenny, hi, 0. Kenny, I will not be going to the fish swap this weekend too, by the way. So I will be bringing that tank to the Keystone Clash for you.
Now this one is a standalone. It's the greatest aquarium ornament ever made in the history of aquarium ornaments.
Oh, boy.
I had one when I was a child, and I wish to God I still had it. The creature from the Black Lagoon. The creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh, it went too far. Well, but
hey, Carrie Hebercorn, it's been a while. I've been listening since James stream. Love you all. Hope you all are doing well. It has been a long time, Carrie, and I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you.
It is awesome.
Hey, Carrie.
So the creature, I got this. This is the first major ornament I ever got. And I absolutely loved it. I love the movies. And I look at it now, and it's not nearly as cool as it was when I was a child.
Especially
when I was
that
a child, it looked identical.
That last one was not good at all. I think it looks like he was putting his lipstick on the bus.
Yeah,
Now that was okay, but
later
there
70s. This is the early 70s version. So should we all give it a 10?
I'm gonna pass on that offer, but thank you.
You want to go first, James? You got thoughts on it already?
I'm gonna show my age or lack thereof, and rate it based purely on the aesthetics of something that I have no sentimental value attached to, and give it a 3.
Oh, James. Oh well.
I'm sorry, Ed.
It's
okay. It's anti-visually appealing for me. I do apologize.
Well, I collect ornaments, but I don't put them in the water. I keep them on a shelf. Yeah. And I wish I still had this guy to put on my shelf.
Somebody said you can find it on eBay. That exact one. Where was that? Ed, that ornament is available on eBay, Podrick said.
Well, if it's not too much, I'll look it up. But sometimes they want stupid prices.
I am definitely old enough to remember going to see the movie at the drive-in. But I don't know. This is a tough one. I mean, I have a little Ninja Turtle in the 55. He's one of the little plastic ones. He doesn't have fully articulate limbs and stuff. They're not articulated.
Which turtle is it?
I honestly don't remember.
Do you know what weapon he's holding?
I don't remember. I don't remember which color. I don't remember the weapon. Wow. I mean, I could look it up. He's right in the middle of this 55. But man, I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay.
If it was things, if the category was Creature from the Black Lagoon and things like it, I might give it a little bit higher, but it's very specific. I know it's your favorite. I'm going to give it a 5. Austin came in with a member for 3 months. Be fantastic and hit the like button.
Thank you, Austin. You're awesome. Awesome.
$30. Matt dropped the link for you even. $30 on eBay.
Awesome.
Somebody go buy that for Ed right now.
No, I'll try to figure out how to do it afterwards.
Hurry, go get it before you can get it. Get it.
I'll try to figure out how to do it afterwards. I ordered from eBay before, I think in the 90s.
That's it.
And that was back when there wasn't like just you could buy it. You had to bid against people.
Yeah. When it wasn't stores like it is today. It was different.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you still have the auction part of it, but yeah, you're right.
Well, I just prefer to pay it. Just know I got it. Because then I just come home every day from work and get sad. So I quit. Okay.
There's a way to do it.
But I do have a really cool MGD beer light from there I bought. It's got lightning around it, and you touch it and it goes. It's pretty cool.
Stephen P says, "Holy crap! Wait till y'all. I'm not. That's not something I y'all. Wait till y'all see what Jenna's working on for the Clash.
Ooh, that's cool.
Looking forward.
I hope it's beef jerky.
For some reason, I think it's something not food related. Just guess.
Sorry.
I don't have any clue. I didn't know that Jenna was making anything. So this is the first I heard of it as well. But I bet you it's not food.
Maybe she's making 6-week-old gumbo.
It is not edible. Okay. Rico saying y'all made me laugh so hard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. I've never said it myself. Ever. I've only ever said y'all when I'm reading comments. Ever in my entire life.
Anybody else have an opinion that's good?
That's good. We got a 2, we got a 1, we got a nope 0 from Dennis. We got Michigan Tropicals gave it a 9.
All right, 9. So that scores it.
feel like the voting was rigged on that one.
Yeah, I think just a little bit too. We didn't even do a random one. He just took the highest one. He son of a.
Okay.
We'll allow it since it's his favorite there.
Yeah, and he's running it. It's his stream.
Divers.
Paul Sotero just said the best
Divers.
ornament from back in the day was the air-driven scuba diver.
Oh, and look at there. That's what we're looking at. The diver. The diver.
Oh, we missed a question too. Hold on. Thank you, Sarah. Snoochie Booch. Sorry, let me look at it. It's about Sculpey. Oh, here we go. Ed, I made some black Sculpey clay pleco caves and baked the piss out of it, and it made my water black even after many water changes. How do you use it in your tanks?
I've never used black. I haven't used any of the dyed stuff.
Was it well, didn't you? I thought you used some of the green. Maybe you didn't put you didn't put that in the tank. You made the fish, right? You used some of your colored stuff when you made the fish, right?
Yeah, I only use the white stuff. Sorry, Nico. I've got lots of it right here.
Oh, I never knew that because I sent you a bunch of colored stuff from when you had your
yeah, but that's fun for other things.
But I didn't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to experiment with it.
So you only use the white for the stuff that you put in your fish tanks then?
I have used the gray, but I haven't put it in a tank yet to see if it does something. Maybe the dyes leach. That's a bummer. I'll have to find out. Who was that did that?
Richard, Snoochie Booch.
Okay. There is a chance he may have baked it too long and made it crumbly too, and it may have come out easier that way too, which sounds terrible. But, well, I'm sorry. There's some great. I just don't think I would do caves with it because I think you can buy caves for cheaper that are like fire, from ceramics. So, and then they're already like designed for the perfect size of whatever fish. I wish we knew that particular guy, James. There was this one guy we were running into everywhere. He travels the Midwest selling those pleco caves. And
doesn't he also has a print shop as well? I think I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name. It might be plecocaves.com. It might be. I could be. But I feel like he also has a print shop and he does stuff too. Well, I'm gonna try some different colors and I'm just gonna put them like in fish bowls and see what happens. Dragonlair says that he's used it. The black didn't leach at all. Right above that, Bunny Viper said that it's notorious for bleeding and leaving on your hands. Black is the worst for it. Oh. Well, because it basically what the Sculpey is it's like the leftovers from PVC pipe. Somehow they grind it all up. Oh. And so for the colors, they have to add the color to it. And I'm not for sure what they use for the colors and stuff. So Podrick said those sat on the shelf for 8 months before he put them in the tank. And maybe that was the key for it not doing it to him. Sitting that long and air drying and, Yeah, but if you do cook it a little too long, it does kind of get powdery too. I like it'll turn brown, light brown, the white stuff if I cook it too long. And I could see that messing it up maybe. Well, that's a bummer. Smoochie, I'll try to find out. Go ahead and vote on this one too, people. We didn't do the vote. There we go. The diver. I've had both of these guys. Actually, the first diver I think I had, he was holding the airline, went down through his hands, and he just kind of hung on the side of the wire or the hose. Yeah. And then the bubbles came out from underneath. I feel like I had one that moved up and down the airline or something. I feel like I had one like that at one point. Like it. Yeah. Maybe not a diver. It was something that would actually, and I didn't, I think now I would not do that. I feel like it would, your fish would get used to it. My camera keeps doing weird stuff. The fish would get used to it probably, but I feel like it would just um, add some anxiety to your fish by always having that extra movement. Maybe it's so regulated that they would get used to it though with time.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually my sister's tank. She had kissing Grommies with them. And they never messed with it. They just swam in circles around it, I guess. But then the first one, I had a diver that was very similar to, or the second guy. But the line went to the back of his head. The air bubbles went into the back of his head, and then it came like up around him, like through the surface. It was kind of cool.
Bunny Viper asked, the Krylon plastic fusion paint is safe for fish, right? That's what, a lot of people use that exact one. It just doesn't cure on Sculpey. It actually melts the Sculpey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't put it on Sculpey. Okay, so I think divers are neat. Well, here's a diver too. I love how divers look. I'm going to give them a 7.
I'm going to jump in front of you, James. I'm going to go because I just need to tell everybody my opinion. It's very important to me. A 4.
A 4.
And you know why? They're so cliche now. Cliche. They're so cliche now. They're just, you know what I mean? It's like the little treasure chest. Bloop, it's the same. They're just too much of them. They're all over the place. There's no originality anymore. Now, if it was a very original diver that was different and okay, that's pretty cool. But most of them aren't. Most of them are the same ones you see all over the place. And again, it's just something weird. I have the Ninja Turtle, but that's the only thing in my tanks that's not functional or real.
Okay. Well, James, how do you feel about divers?
Rico, in true fishy jerk fashion, you didn't jump in front of me. You jumped in front of our viewing audience because I'm going to let them have my vote on this one since they didn't get a vote on the last one. So we'll be pulling 2 from the audience on this.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Where is it? It's down here. 5.
Okay. This one might be hard. Oh, and Kenny says he needs your address.
And 7.
Kenny, if you're on Facebook, that's the best way to get a hold of Ed. You can also just email me and I will get you hooked up now, or whichever way works best for you. But yeah, he needs your address for a reason.
ABC?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
All right. So I got to scroll up a little bit, and I'm there might be votes ahead of this. So Sarah J at 1124 gave it a 2. What was our number then? What was the random
5 and 7.
5
Dennis
and 7.
immediately before that.
What's that?
I have Dennis Christensen immediately before that saying, guess I'm more of a natural escaper, giving it a 1.
You're right. I missed the 1 at the beginning there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be Sandy Remiker, Cat Ear Crafts, with a 3.
Whoa. Divers not doing so well.
And then you said the other one was what? 7?
Oh, I thought we gave it a 1. Yes,
no.
7.
Your random numbers was 5 and 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 5 was a 3 vote, and the 7 would be, I guess, a Dragon Lair, a 9.
Oh, Dragon Lair getting
and
into
there's George, RB3 came in. Is it RB3? Yeah. And GRB. I don't think we said hi to GRB. Carlos Diaz.
Hey guys, thank you for joining us on this night where we are talking about aliens in your fish tank. Aliens in your fish tank. How do you feel about aliens in your fish tank? There are a lot of alien stuff. I'm surprised on how much. There's even one that has a spaceship and it's floating up a cow, but it goes in your fish tank.
What was his name? Alien World Aquatics. Alien.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alien World. Now he's Alien World Airsoft because he does a lot of airsoft shooting.
Gotcha.
That's like a BBs that are rubber.
Yeah. Kenny said that if you you would have known it was not me, Ed. I have your address to my truck GPS because I
That's
said
what I was
Kenny.
gonna say.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Just check your GPS. But then I said, yeah, it'd be easier for me to just text it.
All right, so this time just aliens, just any type of aliens, right?
Yep.
Hmm.
I do have a Stargate that would be kind of considered alien-y, but I've never put it in my tank. I'm gonna give aliens a sorry, Scott, if you're watching, but you're probably playing with your guns and stuff. So I'm gonna go with a 2. I just don't dig aliens in your tank.
Yeah,
I'm
right
sorry.
there. I'm right there. I'm gonna give them a 3,
I-
one above you. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of them either.
I never
the
understood
tanks.
why people want spaceships or flying saucers in there. But maybe the crowd will do. Maybe James will break my mind.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm looking at this the same as I did kind of the Lego thing. That if you did something very specific and maybe you had like some, glowy gravel or some pukey gravel, and you did like a weird theme tank specifically, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
Nano
think
Aquarium guy with the good question said, "Would Star Wars spaceships count?"
Yes. Oh, there are Star Wars, and I have a Darth Vader helmet and a Death Star, Crash Death Star ornament too. So I do have, and I also have a dead Stormtrooper ornament for a saltwater tank. So yeah, it's they do. So maybe I'm gonna have to change my opinion. Good job. Who was that?
Nano
Nano?
Yeah.
I am going to give it a 5 now because
And,
of the movie aspect.
Paul Sotero's taken off.
Night, Paul.
Paul, have a great night.
And Kenny, I did respond. Or ABC Kenny.
Well, should we see if the crowd has an opinion? Or
Yeah, there's quite a few. We got a big range of them too. So, excuse me. Bunny Viper says Alien Cow Snatcher gets a 10.
Oh, well, there you go.
Zenny says aliens are lame, -3. Meh. Sarah said 0. What's our number? What's our number?
Our number is 4.
So I'm going to start with Bunny Viper. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would have been Sarah. Yes, with a 0.
Whoa. I think we've got a new person leading in last. Wow. 15 points for the amazing aliens.
Carlos said every time he gets abducted, they take me to Lake Erie. Carlos, tell them, ask if they can take you just a little bit farther, because Lake Ontario is where I live, and that's only, they touch those two lakes. So
do you guys think this looks like me? I don't know. I just something to think about.
Will we rate that one too?
Nope. I don't want to hear the ratings on that.
I don't know, the flowing hair.
Yeah, well, back in my younger days. Okay, here we go. Human skulls. Human skulls.
You know what? I forgot. I actually do have a plastic skull in my tank. And the only reason I put it in there was because it was when I first got the 45 tall, and Ariel was going to Walmart. And I said, hey, buy me any decoration there that you see. Anyone. Whichever one you like the most, pick that out, and that's going to go in the tank. So she bought it for me. That's the only reason I have it.
Skulls look amazing with like eels. You know how they stick their heads out of it and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I like them when they have a lot of moss or something on them, or something weird with the eyes, so that the moss or whatever the plant is looks like their eyeballs.
I actually do have a skull in this tank. The light's not on. But
There's George. Hi,
I don't know
George.
if you can see the skull inside the. I've got the robot skull inside this guy, so I actually do have.
Mine's just Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
I can't do that voice. Mex
So-
Cali came in.
Once I
Hi,
fill
George.
that tank, I will have a tank with a skull in it. It's a steampunk skull.
Lady Diane wants to see the picture of you with the long hair again, I believe.
Oh. Does this look like me? Okay. Skulls. Is Skull here tonight?
I did not see Curtis tonight.
I was going to let him weigh in on a vote on this one.
Steven said only if it's real.
Well, I don't know if it's against the rules, so sure.
Skulls could look good in a carnivore tank, like a piranha tank, Austin said. Mexicali said basically the same thing. Skulls only in piranha tank.
My one of my local fish stores, Fish Mania, they have a skull that has coral on it. Well, I don't know if it has coral on it or not, but it definitely has like weird growths on it. And then it has a great big eel that sticks its head out of its eyes all the time. And I absolutely think it's super cool.
Vince wants to say he did say who wants to bet. James says 10. Look at his profile, for God's sake.
Oh, there is one. Well,
There he is.
Peplin, what's up, Peplin?
I'm going to score Skulls high. And I'm going to give them a solid 8 on my opinion of Skulls. James, would you like to weigh in?
I am also going to give them an 8. I won't rate them as high as the artificial wood, but they're one of those things that I do like to throw in random tanks. And I probably will do a little pile of them in the piranha tank when we get the 220 set up.
That's so cool. Yeah. Okay, Rico, it's up to you. You have a skull in one of your tanks.
I do, and I'm going to give him a 7 because I think even though it is a fake thing, the way if you do it right, it can look realistic.
Oh, I guess I have this skull too, but it's not going to stay there.
I think there's there's some room there to make it fit in well. So yes, a 7.
So what do the humans all say?
The humans, you weren't supposed to.
Oh, I mean the people.
To know. Our friends, our fellow humans, what do you say?
A hive.
I see a 0 gross from Lisa Sparkman. Nano Aquarium guy says 6. Sandy says 8. Let's see. Was there above that? Matt said his skull has growths.
I believe it.
Ash said, what about natural or things that you've captured? I throw a Jonah crab claw or 2 in any tank with shrimp or snails. Love me some skulls. But this is purely...
we're just going to find out what the best ornament is of the night.
Fake
ornament.
Yes. And I don't know if there was any votes above that, but I'm just going to say if we're going to start with Lisa saying 0 gross, and anybody that voted above that, go ahead and put it back in. I missed it. So 12. Ooh. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What was it again? 11? 12. 12 would be Zen Ginger. Ooh, but hers isn't really a vote though. What about a full human skeleton? She says, and a 125 like a coffin wreath. Thoughts?
Yes.
So it would be Fantastic Freaks. Okay. Austin puts a 5. That's our number 12.
5. Wow, the puffer guy coming in low. Probably because his puffers would just eat the whole skull. It'd just be a bunch of chips if you drop the dead body in there. Okay, so 16, 21, 20. Ooh, wow. Skull score high.
Ricky said, I have demons inside me. Peplin says, don't care for the fake human skull. I like to keep it more natural. Saying, real.
Maybe he prefers... Other skulls. Other skulls. So like all the other skulls.
See, those are the ones I have concerns with in certain types of fish because look how sharp some of those are. And I feel like you get the right fish in there that's used to darting and stuff, especially one that's so wide open like that. That could really do some damage.
Yeah.
You know, I would prefer not to have sharp implements in my tank.
Spiderwood can too.
I could see one of the Bosemani's like just darting right onto one of the, and impaling themselves like I drew a blank on what I was going to say. Like something impaled.
Well, I can also see like a Beischer just sleeping in between these teeth all the time.
It would have to be with the right type of fish in there. I think that something isn't, so used to it.
Wish I had an alligator skull because, I mean, crocodiles are cool, but they're not American. I like alligators because they're big and more frog looking.
Bunny Viper says sticks are in the wild.
Yep.
Stupid fish would get hurt. But again, a stick is not a bunch of ridges like this usually. A stick isn't something that's serrated like those, like what we just saw. That one we saw, I mean, a stick has got pretty much one point, maybe a few little nubs here and there, but not that thing is serrated. And Skipper just got home, but I wanted to say good night to everyone. So,
night, Skipper. Thanks for showing up.
Oh, and real quick, I don't know
Skip.
if Skipper has announced that, but normally this Saturday would be the auction stream, but he can't do it this Saturday. He has to move it till next Saturday. So, just in case Skipper, I don't know if he announced that or not yet. So in case anybody was waiting for the auction stream Saturday.
It would sure be awesome if we could, since Skipper's not going to be there, hear something awesome from an Australian guy.
I think we can make that happen.
How?
Well, we're going to do a focus on with Blake.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But yeah, and also real quick, since we're on that topic, real quick, if you guys have any ideas, and I was thinking of Skipper, if you have any ideas of things you'd like to see at the table at the Keystone Clash, remember we have the vendor booth there, and it's a good sized one because we're a platinum sponsor. If you've got ideas on things that you'd like to see on the table, now remember, this is just a group of people. This isn't a company putting this on, right? The booth. So there's not going to be like expensive prizes we can give away. We don't have the money for any of that. They don't have the money for that. It's not a huge area where you can do cornhole or any of those types of things. Just remember there's a smaller area than what some people were thinking. But if you've got ideas, please get a hold of Skipper and the committee and let them know. That event is coming up in 6 weeks. I'm sorry?
Wine testing or wine tasting?
I don't think would be appropriate.
Oh, never mind, Skipper. Okay, so other skulls.
Fish fan or Killer Kitty's taking off.
Night, Killer.
Night, Killer Kitty.
I'm going to give other skulls an 8, just like the other skulls. I think skulls are cool. I mean, look at how cool the saber-tooth tiger is behind me. That's cool. I just wish it was bigger, like full size. That would be cooler. So, what is your opinion, Rico?
3.
Whoa, Rico hates them.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of them. I'm concerned. And again, they might have their place, but I feel like you're much more limited with something like that. I feel like there's just a lot there that could hurt your fish. That I try not to put that type of thing in my tanks, the sharp points like that. Now, maybe some of them, the first one you showed didn't really have those sharp points so much, might be a better choice. So I guess that,
T-Rex?
It just depends.
It's a T-Rex.
Yeah, see, that one doesn't really have but that one and the one that you actually had there, I would be concerned with the wrong type of fish.
Okay, that's fair.
A middle-sized, a 4-inch fish like a Bosemani and stuff like that, I would be concerned to put that in tank with those.
What do you think, James?
I'm gonna give them a 7, slightly down from the other skulls. But while I agree with Rico, I also think that I would just use my thinking brain and go, okay, let's put this with this fish or not this with that fish.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very true what you're saying. But I think you could do some neat things. I think a whole tank with some dinosaur skulls might be neat for like a Beischer tank, or some of the more ancient fish, if you will.
Mm.
So
I love the dinosaur skulls when they started making them. I just wish Triceratops had a better skull. They don't have very cool skulls. But we got to move through it. We got 3 more to do. So let's see what the crowd says. It'll be number 3.
All right, let me see if I can. I think I see Dennis Christensen, Mary Beth, maybe. Hold on. Let's see. Other skulls, Joe Coffey, Zen Ginger. I'm going to go with. It's hard to tell where the cutoff was, so I'm going to start with Zen Ginger as the top one. So 1, 2, 3 would be Mary Beth, then I believe at 10. She gives them a 10.
Wow.
And hi, Mary Beth.
Really likes them. Wow. Okay. Well, here is one of Rico's favorites of all time.
Oh, no.
The clam. The clam.
The first one shouldn't have been turned sideways. I'm just saying. I'm just going to say that.
The clam. The clam. Now, Haley, she let her daughter buy any ornament she wanted once for one fish tank. And she bought one of these first clams, the first one I showed, and it constantly would fill up with air and they go, boop, 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 boop. And then like a minute later, it go, boop, 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 boop. And it drove Haley nuts.
Yeah.
Completely insane. So, I don't know. I'm not a big clam guy. I would love to have a live clam in a saltwater tank, but I don't think I want a clam in my freshwater tank. And
they are delicious.
I had a clam die today. My big shark tooth clam died today.
Oh,
it came out of the sand and croaked.
I lost a Denison barb too.
I don't know how long those clams live, but I think I've had it for 4 years. I only saw it, I think, 3 times. It's about this big.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a 3. No, I'm going to give it a 2 because I don't want one. I don't want one. I'm going to give it a 2. Okay, James.
Yeah, James. No, that's fine. You go first this time, James.
Yeah, as somebody that's kept fresh in salt, I will say I do love a nice salty clam. But in terms of the freshwater side, as it pertains to this particular conversation, I'm going to have to give it a 1. I don't. That's just a no for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I'm with you. I'm going to say a 1 as well. Just doesn't seem to fit in a freshwater tank. It's not anything that I would ever be interested in having in there. It just looks, I don't know. Grandma, what is that in your tank? I don't know. It just doesn't.
It's a giant pearl clam, son.
Son?
Okay.
Wait, I thought you were my grandma.
Yeah, the only reason it gets a 1 and not a 0 is because most of them are the bubblers, so it is adding some aeration to the tank. That's the only reason it gets any score.
Yeah, I gave it a 2 just because like little girls really love them. My sister had one in her tank when she was a little girl. I don't know. Girls are into the clams. Okay, maybe it's the big pearl on the inside they want.
So before we get that, let's just get a couple of the comments. Brooklyn said, "I've had the stream open the whole time. We were finally watching Obi-Wan, so I haven't had the sound on. But I just looked over and saw the clam, and then she's laughing." Delightful Delilah, hello. She said, "I'll eat clams, but I'd also keep live saltwater clam, but no clam decorations." Joe Coffey said, "Clams need too much maintenance." It did look like it'd be harder to clean for some reason. Maybe with all those little ridges and stuff.
I hardly ever clean any ornaments. I just leave my ornaments. Unless algae gets on them, and then something's not right. I don't do algae anymore. I just don't grow it.
Dragonler said 0 in freshwater, 7 in saltwater.
Oh.
George at the clam. So, he had to leave for a moment. Go up and can you throw it up there one more time? Let George see the clam.
Yes. Clams.
It's
Clams. So you guys ready for this? So
Yeah.
are the numbers coming up?
Yeah, there's a bunch of numbers. I'm going to start up here. Let's see. Hold on before you show it.
Oh,
I'm
going to redo it.
Okay, I'm looking for the very first, because it's so spread out on this one. Okay, I'm going to start.
How cool is that? I can just roll it like a dice and it rolls.
I'm going to start at Stevens.
Okay.
That it's hard to tell where the cutoff is, but I'm going to start with Stevens. So he'll be number 1 there. So 10.
Ooh.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. A lot of comments. 4, 5, 6. It's hard to find them. 7, 8, 9, 10 would be Sarah. Freshwater 0.
Whoa! We may have a new loser as of now. Wow! That got not very many points. We'll just say it like that. Okay, we got 2 more. We got to pump through here. A traditional. The shipwreck. The shipwreck. That was one of my first things I think I ever got when I was a little kid, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I definitely had. I think I only had part of it though, like or it wasn't a full ship. Was I think it was just the back part of like a broken ship, like one of those ships, the old pirate ships.
Yeah, and we never had Titanics when I was a kid. That's a newer thing. But, there's little things on here that the fish could stick its eye in.
I think George's phone is stuck.
The ship.
Man, this is going to be a tough one.
I think ships are pretty cool. I'm going to score them. I gave skulls at 8. I'm going to score a ship a 7.
Ooh.
What do you think, James?
I also was thinking 7 because I have used them in the past. I don't really so much anymore now that I do the natural planted, all that stuff. But there was a time when I really, really was big into having ships in the tanks, especially because I have so many like model ships that I like to decorate around the fish room with.
They make you imagine things. And that's what I like.
I'm going to give them a 5, and only because the nostalgia related to it from when I was a kid. Remember, I think, we talked earlier about how those types of things can bring kids into the hobby. And I think that we had some neighbors that had fish tanks, and I believe they had a ship in one of them. That was one of the things that made me want to get a fish tank. Plus, it was the only pet my parents would let me have. They weren't too big on pets, so fish were the only. Yeah, no, the ship wasn't my pet. The fish were my. So I'm going to say that. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6, and it's purely because of the nostalgia related to it.
Okay, now the crowd. Does anybody have an opinion that's worth hearing? But is worth hearing. I'm just teasing.
Sky Dancer's taken off.
Night, Sky.
Kenny,
Thanks,
ABC
Sky.
Kenny said, I honestly don't like anything that isn't natural in an aquarium. Just my opinion. I'm with you. Once in a while, there's a little something in there. Ships are fish traps, GRB says.
Especially like a crab boat or a fishing vessel.
There is quite a few votes, but not a lot of, why they voted that way.
Well, that's fine.
Austin says I have 2 of these ships. Pirate ships are a 9. Matt wants to know if you put the wood in the clam. Titanic ships are a 5.
I don't think anybody watching here likes clams.
Let's see. I think that oh god, I gotta
Okay, you ready for this?
yes.
So
No.
here it comes, guys. Where'd it go? There it is.
7.
7.
And this time Fish Kid Harrison Tropicals gave me a little hint, so I know where to start. 9 for this ship, so he's number 1 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What was our number?
7.
7. Oh, sorry, I was going to 10. I was just going. I'm just going to count.
That's all
Ash
right.
Light Cloud gave them a -1.
Whoa, Ash. All right, we'll do a -1. She does not like the boats. Probably because they pull up scary dolls, which as soon as I'm healthy, I am really looking forward to transforming that doll. Or I'm not going to transform it. I'm just going to make it look really neat. Okay, so 14. Wow, okay. And the last, but not least, everybody's favorite. You see it everywhere in modern times.
Oh no, SpongeBob Pineapple. I knew it. I knew it. Knew it.
SpongeBob
Are you ready,
God.
kids?
Pineapple. SpongeBob. I haven't seen an episode of SpongeBob.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it and I just turned it off.
Well,
I
you
had to
have
figure
kids.
out what
I mean,
I had to figure out what the squirrel was, and it was actually a squirrel in a diver suit.
yeah, Sandy.
Yeah. Well, how can she eat if she has a big glass dome on her head?
Patrick.
Wow. So, apparently kids really like it, so I'm going to give it a 3. That's all I have to say about it.
I'm gonna give it a 0 because I do like SpongeBob, but keep that crap out of my tank.
Yeah,
But-
keep
Yeah,
that crap out, but let the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in.
Oh hell yeah, they could beat up SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I got to give it a 0. There's nothing that it's bringing to the tank like the other with the aeration to even give it a point. I mean, I'm sorry, teach their
Well,
own, but it's just not my thing.
This could be like a hut, like a pineapple hut.
That could be a death trap, yeah.
It could be a house for a snail. Okay. Well, I know that the crowd's probably going crazy because everybody loves SpongeBob. I hope Zen isn't like not talking to me anymore because I know she probably is the biggest SpongeBobber in the town. But let's hear it.
Well, Sarah said, "Are we voting as a kid or for a kid's tank?" Again, that's sort of tough because you do want to think about that. You want to think about why is this doing this so much recently? You want to think about bringing the kids into the hobby, but we said at the beginning that it's really from just your personal opinion for your own tanks and not so much, would you put it in your own tanks, right? That's what you're sort of voting on is would you put it in your own tanks?
Right now, SpongeBob is competing with clams, trying to see who's the worst thing to put in your tank. So this person will depend highly on if you should not put a SpongeBob or a clam in your tank.
All right, let's see. So I think the first one is Sandy. That's where we're going to start. Let's see. Pineapple. Where was that? It jumped on me. Kendra says pineapple -2. Squidward house solid 7.
Well, Don't know what that means, but I'm gonna ready for
Squidward
that?
was another character, so and he had his.
Well, I
was a-
think all SpongeBob things go together.
okay, so it could be
So-
the Krusty Krab or whatever.
Yes, if you're really into that little squirrel girl. That's not the real squirrel girl, but the squirrel girl that wears the diver's bell. Maybe you want her real bad and say 10.
Now, do you know who Chris is from Fish Tank Review? Fish for
Well,
Thought.
I know who it is, but
So he does, reviews on a lot of these types of things, and he did one tank that the person did do. Was this? Where does I don't remember where SpongeBob lives. I'm sure everybody will put it
Under
in the
the
chat
sea.
real quick. What the name of the town is? Like, I can't remember the name of the town, but whatever. Somebody did a layout of that, and they really did a good job. I mean, they made little paths between the houses, and they did a really good job with natural plants behind and doing things with like cliffs, and just they made an amazing tank using those things. So you can do it. Bikini Bottom, Snoochie Booch was already talking about it. Yeah. So you can do it. You can make something nice out of it.
well, you ready for this? Oh,
Number 10.
did 10 people vote on SpongeBob?
I think so. Wait a minute. I lost where 0 for SpongeBob, a minus 12. I gotta scroll up and minus 7, minus 2. What did I say was the very first one? If there's a 5. All right, so I'm gonna start with 0 from Sandy. That's right. All right. What was our number again? 10?
Number 10.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. George says makes a good cave for fish, but a number 2. He didn't put number 2. He didn't say but a number 2. But
Well, you ready for the breakdowns, guys? The worst possible thing ornament. Will it ornament a fake clam in your tank? No, it won't ornament. So don't buy the clams. SpongeBob came in second with 5. Clams came with 4. So SpongeBob's aren't too far up. Now, get this. The number one thing. We had Skulls and Skulls both tie for number 2 at 28. And the Creature from the Black Lagoon came in third at 27. And Trees came in fourth with 26. But the number one thing to ornament, Legos. Who would have known? Will it ornament?
I think it's the versatility there. You can do so
Yeah.
much with it that you're not stuck to one thing. You could make a skull, you could make a tree, you could make a pirate ship, you could make all those things. You could make a clam.
Yep. And now I can go to chat.
Ash Light Cloud said,
Lord.
my first fish tank I received as a 5-year-old for Christmas, Little Mermaid tank. My family life wasn't great, but this was pivotal for me as a pet owner forward. And, that brings up a good point. Again, a lot of those types of things, like I personally would never put any Bikini Bottoms stuff in my tank. No SpongeBob. I'm not interested. But if a kid had that in there, you think I'm going to, say, no, I'd be like, cool, you got a fish tank. I don't care what they have in there. I'm going to still support them and let them build things the way they want to build it. If it was one of my own kids to say that they were little, I would, and they said they wanted to have those types of things. Hell yeah, I'd put those things in there for them.
Yeah.
Any of that kind of stuff, any of the things we voted on today, I would still put in the tanks if the kids wanted it. That's a whole different thing.
Well, guys, thank you for putting up with me on this lazy attempt of a show. I had to do something that I could do that wouldn't drive me down or get me tired, and this was an easy one to plan and organize. So I appreciate everybody still being here. I see 83 people still hanging out with us. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. Hope it was still fun. And I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for the super chats. Mods, you guys were amazing. Members, you guys are super cool, and I appreciate you guys. I do put out a couple of videos here and there of Nico stuff. So I put one out, I think, earlier this week. If you didn't see it, you can. If you didn't, it's not a big deal. It's not earth-shaking. It's not nearly as cool as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Rico and I need to do a geek out like occasionally so we can talk about all of our Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff.
It's been a while. It has indeed.
And James, thank you so much for hanging out with us too. Rico, thank you.
Well,
guys,
thank you. I was going to say if I had a couple takeaways, it would be to keep your wood real, your clams salty, and the detritus out of your crevices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, can one of the mods drop the membership link for Carlos Diaz?
Yes. And Kane's Aquatics. If you guys, what was Kane's last name? Or Kane's
Keeper
show.
Keeper Kane?
Keeper Kane.
Yeah.
Keeper Kane. Reminding me of Diablo for some reason. It's the name for the guy there is Deckard Kane, and it's spelled differently. But every time I see his name, I think of Diablo.
I always think of the Kung Fu.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
David Carradine.
Yeah.
You can take the pebble from my hand.
Was his teacher name Kane, or was his name Kane?
Maybe his name was Kane. I don't remember, to be honest.
Other than cricket.
Austin wants to know if we're doing fantasy football. We are indeed. In fact, I got the email from one of them.
Okay, I will do, as soon as this is over, I'll go there and I will send out emails to everybody who played last year. We probably want to try to figure out a draft. Probably not. It won't be this weekend, but probably the following weekend is when we'll be doing it, as long as Rico and Kenny are both free during the day. And we'll do 2 live drafts back to back like we did last year. If we have more people that sign up or want to try to play, well, maybe we'll do a third league. Who knows? If you want in on the fantasy football, reach me at Chattanooga Ed on Facebook or Instagram, because they both have communication abilities there. And that'd be a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to ask about, see if anybody wants to sponsor it or not, if we give out an award to the winner. I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't want to donate my own money to it because I'm already donating my time and everything else doing it.
Sure.
I don't have tons of money, but if we can find some guy that's sells something, maybe we got somebody that makes airsoft guns, or I don't know. Airsoft guns would probably be a bad thing to give out, but I don't know.
Something fish related.
Yeah, maybe so. That was a terrible, just random thing that popped off at the top of my head. I was trying to go with airsoft balloons and then pillows. Oh gosh, guys.
Well, my son-in-law plays that. My son-in-law plays that a lot. He comes, he doesn't get out much, and he's very introverted, right? So when he does come here from the UK, he knows a group of people that he met, and they go out, and it's all official. It's like laser tag, basically, but it hurts a little bit more, and he does it all the time. Loves doing it, the airsoft stuff.
Does he run around correct?
Does he run around what?
Does he run around like a goofy guy that's never held a gun before?
I've never watched it. He's a big gun nut, though. So
it'd be funny if he just ran around.
Why? Because he's from the UK. He's not Australian.
Oh yeah. Bloody, I got you. I'm just making fun. I'm sure he's awesome.
Yeah.
007's British and he's cool. He can do everything. But yeah, I think they're going to be making a new James Bond too. But we'll talk about that on the Geek Out. Maybe we'll do a Geek Out on next Monday if Rico's up to it. I don't know. Or
I told you anytime. You got to just let me know, and I'm there for it.
awesome.
Anytime you decide, and that's when we'll do it.
Well, I just want to make sure it's not up during when you normally do your show.
I don't have normals anymore. Tuesday night's my normal. That's it.
Well, we'll try to shoot for a Monday. But okay, guys, we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Booty Boys at 10:30.
Whose channel this week?
It's me.
Okay.
And I need to put the thing out. Oh, and this is the first time I didn't make the logo or the thumbnail. Steve-O made the thumbnail this week. So
nice.
I will. Do you guys want me to give you a sneak preview of it real quick?
Sure.
I did add the words and stuff to it. But he made the image with the heads. And he did a fantastic job. Oops. There it is. It's the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Soggy Booty Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the soggy. I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
I actually love that. Absolutely love it.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Do we know? Is anybody going next?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it used to be me, but I'm not doing that anymore. So,
well, go to the Fish Fam links and see who's live, and we'll see you in the streams. Bye, guys.
Bye.